Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Aligned and Thriving for Teachers, where we're going to give real talk for whoever's really going to listen. So, you know the saying, you can't pour from an empty cup? Well, I've told you many times that it's 100% true. But here's the thing, filling your cup is not just about food or drink. Real nourishment is about how you care for your entire self, your body, your mind, and your spirit. That's your whole being. And today, I want to dive into what nourishment really means beyond your usual diet talk and what you can do to build some simple, realistic habits that help you feel balanced, energized, and joyful, even when life is busy. So let's define what nourishment looks like beyond the food aspect of things. When most of you hear the word nourishment, you think about meal plans or dieting, maybe those really gross green kale smoothies or counting your macros. But honestly, nourishment is so much bigger than that. For me, nourishment means listening to my whole body and mind. It means giving myself what I need to feel grounded, calm, and strong, not just fueled. One huge part of this is releasing tension. So I get a massage once a month, not because it feels luxurious, which it definitely does, but because our bodies hold stress in tight places. Places especially like your shoulders, your neck, your lower back. For me, I think I'm trying to think. Mostly my shoulders and my lower back. But if you've ever felt like your shoulders are like permanently up near your ears, then you'd get it. Those knots are literally just holding stress, those tight muscles. It affects your mood, your sleep, and your energy. For me, that monthly massage is like hitting a complete reset button. And I'm not saying that it's an enjoyable one either. Like it is a proper, full blown get in there type of massage. My masseuse is absolutely amazing. She's got many, many qualifications to the point that I think I had an issue with my hand and I ended up with dry needling. So I had needles in my hand. I've had cupping. I've had everything. She just does a bit of a body scan when you walk in and you do some stretches and then places like I didn't even realize were sore. And she's like, oh, no, you're crooked or you're this. And I remember laying on the bed one time and she's like, do you think you're straight? I'm like, yeah, I'm laying straight. And she's like, no, mate. And then when she actually like lifted and manipulated my legs to straighten me up, I felt so crooked. And she's like, no, your back is twisted AF. I'm like, oh, right. So, yes, you need to find yourself. And I'm not saying go to a walk in type of ones. If that's all you can get, then yes. But if you can find yourself an actual solid masseuse that actually it's not a relaxation massage, it's a proper massage, you'll actually feel better for it. Painful probably while you're there, but amazing when you've released all that tension afterwards. And so that's a big one for me. And I've locked it in and I don't ever miss it because it's important. I play sport too. So there's lots of sport injury, soreness, and gym. I do Pilates every morning. So I've got lots of sore spots from that too. So it all gets all the kinks out and all the tension. So movement is another biggie. I used to be, showing my age now. I used to be a mad CrossFitter, like high intensity, all in every session. I was at the gym every morning. I was flat out. I was lifting like ridiculously heavy weights above my head and snatching and stuff. I remember breaking my foot at one point and I was in a moon boot and I was still going to the gym and doing pull-ups and all of the things. There's photos of it somewhere. But it left me feeling a bit wired every day. And sometimes I would get really overwhelmed emotionally. And I just thought that was getting hyped up, like getting that fix from the gym and thought, yes, 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 which is for some people. But for me, I really found that my nervous system was just always in that constant revved up state, which was not serving me well. So over time, like you will find what works for you. But now I do Pilates of a morning. I'm still challenging my body and it's effective because it's calming. It's rather than spiking my stress and my nervous system levels, like it's actually quite calming. And that for me is the key. You've got to find what works for you. You might really enjoy going for a morning run because that works for your nervous system, or a really nice walk with just some little inclines up and down, looking at the beautiful scenery. Like, you've got to find what works for you. But for me, I love being able to get up in the morning, go do my Pilates workout, know that I've worked on my body, then I work on my mind, then I work on getting ready for the day, and so on and so forth. So you find what works for you. So if you love heavy weights or yoga or long walks, the goal is just to get some movement that serves your body and your mind instead of draining you. Okay. Mindset is then the final piece of that whole nourishment puzzle. So if you've been following my self-care series, you know that mindset is everything. I spend lots of time reading books, listening to podcasts that inspire me to grow and be better. Not to be perfect, but to be my absolute best self. So what you feed your brain is just as important as what you feed your body. And of course, rest and joy, you can't forget about that. I actually have to plan rest, like I physically put it on my calendar like a meeting, because without it, like, I'd run on empty really fast. And make sure that you plan to have some fun. And did you not get this message that I am a planner? So yes, my life has to be planned like that. I'm not good with spontaneous fun. Just ask my friends and family. So I have to plan for that. And that's what that looks like for me, because life has to feel good, and nourishment means, to me, it means balance. So nourishment, when you're doing it right, it changes everything. When I really started putting my own health first, everything else shifted. My confidence grew, my stress went down. I just honestly felt better in all areas of my life, at work, with my family, and just how I showed up for myself. I've worked in school where the culture was really heavy around drinking. Okay, I'm just going to be honest. Like Friday nights, weekends, social events, and I probably did that too once or twice. But honestly, I now can't remember the last time I had a proper drink. These days, my treat is legit a no sugar Coke, and I'm genuinely happy with that decision. You don't need alcohol to be brave or to unwind. You just need to show yourself a little courage. And sometimes that's as simple as choosing a different path. So I'm not saying no to a drink ever in the rest of my life. Like, yes, if someone's going to offer me a glass of champagne and it's a wedding, I will probably have a glass of champagne. But my mindset and all the changes I've done over the last 12 to 18 months, I've really sort of seen what, to me, and this is not to you, but to me, I'm like, what is the point? Yes, I can understand certain things for celebrations. And of course, those events where everything is free and you just go, oh, woohoo. But even now, I'm like, but why? What is this doing to my body? What is this doing to my insides? Do I really need this? Like, that is more my mentality. And honestly, I don't mind now that I'm showing my age, feeling a bit older, that driving is not a real issue to me. As long as there's people being nice and still talking to me, and keeping me entertained, and I'm not out way too late, because it is harder to stay awake when you don't have that in your system. You don't seem to be as invincible, I think. So yeah, but it's just choosing something different. I think part of that change for me, it came from, I've started doing like a monthly detox and switching up my vitamins and my water. I know this is not a salesy thing, but these shifts have literally healed me from the inside out. And if you want to know more about what I did in relation to my vitamins, my water, all of those things, please message me. I've got lots of info and I'm happy to help guide you in the right direction, but only if you're ready, because it was a massive shift for me, to the point that obviously I lost a lot of weight, in a very healthy way. And it's maintainable. My eating habits are maintainable because I am focused on nourishing my body in every way, shape, and form. And this is just like one part of it. So I'm working on my mindset and my healthy version of me, because I want to live a happy, healthy life. And I'm not getting sick at work and catching all of the bugs from all of the students. So it's just a win-win for everyone, really, all round. But I get it. We want simple, realistic nourishment strategies. I get that life is busy. My life is hectic sometimes. And if I don't factor some of these things in, it won't happen. So if nourishment feels like it's another giant to-do list, you're not going to stick with it. Let's just be honest. So you need some simple, realistic ways to nourish yourself. So this is how I nourish myself, and it might work for you too, but I'll give you some ideas and then we can sort of talk more if you want to. But as I said, I do a monthly detox, which goes for about 10 days to reset my body and my mind. It clears out all the clutter and it helps me feel fresh. And if you want the details about that, just ask me. I don't do it every month anymore. I sort of did it solidly for about 8 months. And now I just do it sort of when I need it. So it's about every 3 months I join back in and do another 10 days and just reset. And the kids and hubby, like they have to have some of those meals too. And it's not bad for them. Let's be honest. Like eating whole nourishing foods, not an issue. Let's just feed all the veggies. I focus a lot now. So that's one. So monthly detox. Two, protein. And yep, if you're one of these gym people, you've probably heard all about it. But I focus on protein in my meals because that helps to keep my energy steady and it stops those mid-afternoon slumps. And from working on my health journey over the last 12 to 18 months, that's been a big learning curve for me that I realized I probably was not eating enough protein in my day. I don't know why I thought the way I did, but I guess I just assumed that you couldn't eat like that or that much food, but you can when you're eating the right types of food. But I just aimed on upping my protein because now I get to the end of the night and I'm not going to the fridge and eating an entire block of chocolate. And yes, I have been guilty of that multiple times because chocolate is still gluten-free in certain cases. So yeah, I probably still had that. But now my guilty pleasure is like a hot cacao or there's a really good protein custard that I have. So that's now my go-to instead. Another one. So water is huge for me. Not just any water though. I pay attention to the quality of my water and I have a very specific type of water. And I think it makes a difference in how I feel every single day. And if you want information about that, like DM me, talk to me about that. But water. 2 liters a day or more, even better. I've tried to get to 3, but that's really hard in teacher life when you really need to pee all the time. So yeah, but water. Vitamins. I don't actually know how anyone is going on with life without taking vitamins at this point in time. Like when I meet people, I'm like, oh, you don't take vitamins? What are you doing? Like, how is your health looking? What are your blood results like? I would like to see your insides. That sounds really creepy. Sorry. But that's all those little things that go through your head. So I take a specific set of vitamins that support my health in ways that I honestly didn't even expect. And again, talk to me more, like DM me if you want to hear about those, but they're very, like they're absolute whole food, amazing goodness. It helps me in more ways than one. As I said before, I'm a Dutch person, so I've suffered from lots of skin conditions like eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis. We get like a whole trifecta. We get every type of skin condition imaginable, and I would literally look like it was snowing from my head. The amount of stuff that was through my hair, especially when my stress levels were high, it was like the psoriasis in my hair would multiply and then it would like, oh, it's just not a pretty sight. Like wearing a black cardigan did not work for me in those times. So I've come a long way in the last 12 months. So that is no longer a big issue. Like instead of being a full-blown snowstorm, it's probably just a little flake here and there, which is quite normal nowadays. So blessings in disguise. And movement that fits your life. Now, not every day has to be that hard, solid workout, but even just 10 minutes counts. Find what feels good, not what you think you should do. You need to do what works for you. Otherwise, you're not going to stick to it. Let's just be honest. I know I only stick to my routine now because I thoroughly enjoy it. And I still play sport. So yes, I do Pilates like 6 mornings a week and I have 1 morning off to have a bit of a stretch and rest day. I do hockey training 1 night a week and play a game, 1 game or 2 on the weekends. So I am actually doing some solid running activity because I don't know about you. I'm not, I say I'm not a runner. I run on the field. I'm not a runner without motivation. So you will see me running on the side of the highway if I'm running for a time trial or if there is a competition involved. You'll not see me running for pleasure because to me, running is not enjoyable. I'll happily walk for hours, but running, I don't know. I just can't. But on the field, it's different because I'm very competitive. So that's a whole different mindset. So there you go. I'll happily run to get a bowl, but not for any other reason. So yes, if you do see me running, it is because I'm probably running from something. Yeah, and your mindset. So mindset fuel. Instead of mindlessly scrolling Okay, I swap in 10 minutes of a podcast or reading something inspiring. It's just those small habits, but they have a massive, massive impact. You can get tons of apps where you can just listen to books. You don't have to sit and read them anymore. You can just have your ear pods or whatever in your ears while you're doing the washing. Like that's what I do. If I'm doing mum jobs, kids are watching TV or they're doing something outside, then I got to fold the washing. Quick, I'll put in my book and I'll listen to my book for 5 minutes while I'm folding the washing. Because I can multitask like that. And it's so good. If you have a half-hour drive to go pick up a kid, and this is, again, speaking from experience, you have a half-hour drive to go pick up your kid from sport, you could be listening to a podcast in the car on your way to there. My kids now, we have a bit of a conversation about, oh, do you mind if, and I always am very selective about which podcasts I have on in the car because there are some that have a couple of bad words. So I sort of choose ones that I know that they're okay to listen to. So yeah, they don't mind. I'm like, oh, do you mind if mummy keeps listening to a podcast? No, mum, that's fine. Or if they want to talk to me, I pause it and we have a bit of a conversation and they're like, oh, you can listen now, mum. So we have that respect and yeah, but it's not about perfection. It's just those little choices and they all add up over time. So that for me is like watching what I eat. So detox, protein in your meals, water, vitamins, movement that fits your life and your mindset. All of those things are working together to help create that idea of nourish to flourish because you're taking care of your body and your mind. When you're nourishing yourself fully, so your mind, your body, your soul, you will show up differently in every part of your life. You will have more patience, more energy, and so much more joy. You just become someone who can give more because you're not constantly running on empty. So, and I know if you were to talk to people that have known me my whole life and to where I am now, they would tell you the same thing, that because I have focused on nourishing myself, I'm now this completely different, flourished person, and I look different, I feel different, and my energy is different, but I'm still me, but my personality and everything is just enhanced. So today, I want to challenge you to pick just one thing that you could do to nourish yourself. Maybe it's booking that massage that you've been thinking about and putting off. Maybe it's swapping one of those coffees for a big glass of water or listening to a podcast that inspires you. Just start small, nourish yourself, and then just watch yourself flourish. It's going to be amazing. So until next time, I hope you stay aligned and you keep thriving and you do go and focus on something to nourish yourself, your mind, your body, your soul, whatever it might be. I've given you lots of suggestions, lots of ideas for what works for me. It may not work for you. You can find something else, as I said, but lots of suggestions for you. And if you want to know more about what I do and my perspective, please DM me. Send me a message on Instagram to Aligned and Thriving for Teachers or on Facebook, same thing. And let me know your questions. More than happy to answer because I want to help you go from nourishing to flourishing your body, taking care of your mind, your body, your soul, your whole world will make you such a better teacher, a better human, just all of the things. Let's look after your whole self. So if I can help you, make sure you send me a message. So I'll get back to it. As I said, I'll talk to you again next time. Stay aligned, keep driving. That's all I've got for you today, guys. Okay, talk to you next time. Bye.